Hi everyone, so I've started with my brows already done as usual, and the link for that tutorial will be down below. Starting off with my eyes, just in case there's any fallout on the face, I can always clean it up. So I've got my soft ochre paint pot as an eyeshadow base, and this is going to make sure our eyeshadows don't crease and stay on for as long as possible. Then I'm just taking some sellotape. You can use any kind of tape you like. I've taken off some of the stickiness on the back of my hand first before applying it to the corners of my eyes to create a nice sharp line. Then I've got my MAC Burgundy x9 palette and taking the shade Hoax from the palette as a transitional colour and on the outer corners, and you could just want to build this up and blend it until you're happy with it. Then I've got the Urban Decay Electric palette and taking that bright pink shade called Savage and then just building that over the top of the first eyeshadow we've put on, and this is going mainly just on the outer corner, and you just want to make sure you build this colour up and blend it out, and it doesn't matter if it goes onto the tape. We really want this look to be winged out and quite strong on the outer corners, so go for it with this colour. Then I'm just going back to my x9 palette by MAC, and I'm taking the shade Sketch. You can also buy this shade individually as well, so don't worry if you don't have this colour. And then I'm just building this over the top, over the pink eyeshadow we've already placed on. Then I'm just going back in with a fluffy blending brush to make sure everything is blended well together, and then going back in with the pink shade on a more of a tapered blending brush, and that's just going right over the purple shade because we want to be able to see a hint of it. Then I've got this Artist of Makeup eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Saint Tropez, and these eyeshadows are amazing, so pigmented, and they look and feel like foiled eyeshadows, and it's not even like my brush is wet or anything like that, and they're just so intense and they go on beautifully. So this is just going on the first 2/3 of the eye, and I'm blending it into the purple. So I'll go back in with my blending brush that had the Sketch eyeshadow on it to go back into the gold so they fade well. I'm just taking off the sellotape and going in with my gel liner. This is the Maybelline gel liner in the shade Black, and I'm just creating a nice winged liner and then taking it in on the inner corners as well to create more of a cat eye Arab kind of feel. So moving on to the skin now, I'm using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation stick, and I'm just taking this all over the face, and then I'll be blending it out with my Real Techniques buffing brush. Honestly, this is such a beautiful foundation. It's a full coverage, satin kind of dewy kind of foundation, which I like. I don't like to look completely matte, and you can of course mattify it with a powder, which I will be doing later on anyway. It's such a good foundation for special occasions just because not only does it not give you any flashback, it looks beautiful in pictures and videos on camera. So you know you're going to be taking lots of pictures with your family on a special occasion like this, so this is a really good go-to foundation. It also gives you amazing coverage, and it's going to last all day on your skin. So once it's all blended into the skin with my foundation brush, I just like to pat over it really quickly with my damp Miracle Complexion Sponge by Real Techniques, just to make sure my base is looking extra flawless. You guys know I love to use a sponge like this just to create an extra flawless base. To cover up my dark circles, I'm taking my Kevyn Aucoin Central Skin Enhancer and my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer to highlight. I've mixed the two together, and they're just going underneath my eyes, and then I'm just going to take it down the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, on my cupid's bow, on my chin, and also just underneath the hollows of my cheeks, so it will accentuate my contour. Using the same damp sponge, I'm just going to blend that all into the skin, and this is really good because it's going to pick up any excess product and just make sure everything is well blended together, and it's really important that you don't have any harsh lines or any streaks or anything when it comes to your base. So once you're all done with that, you're just going to set all of the highlighted areas only with your Ben Nye Banana Powder. Well, that's what I'm doing. And I'm just patting this over the areas where I have highlighted and concealed. And this is just going to accentuate the highlight and set those areas, making sure it doesn't budge and doesn't move. Again, making sure it just lasts all day. To set the rest of my face makeup, I'm using my MAC Mineralized Foundation Loose Powder, and I'm just dusting this really lightly across the rest of my face. This is really important, especially when you're using other powder products. So all the other powders are going to just glide onto the skin a lot easier once the rest of the face has been powdered, if that makes any sense. But moving back onto the eyes to finish them off, I'm taking this MAC eyeshadow called Humid, and I'm just running this along the lower lash line. I just thought it would be nice to have a little bit of a pop of green, and yeah, it's quite festive as well for this festival. For mascara, I've gone for L'Oreal Miss Manga Punky Mascara, and I love this because it gives you loads of volume and curl, and I want this look and lashes to be quite dramatic. So this is the most perfect mascara to help create that kind of look. I am going to be applying false lashes as well, but obviously I always put mascara on first because I don't like to ruin my falsies. So that just went on my top and bottom lashes. And then I've got my Eyelaw lashes in number 149, which are quite dramatic. And I did put those on off camera. And then I'm just going to go in with my Sephora black eyeliner. You can use any black pencil that you like, and this is just going to go in your waterline to help finish off the eyes. Then to complete the skin makeup, I'm taking the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in the shade Dark Deepest to bronze up my skin. For once, I'm not using my Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. I thought I would try this, and I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I do know that it works on so many different skin tones, so do give it a try. I love how easy it is to blend into the skin. Then I've got my MAC Prolong Wear powder also in the shade Dark Deepest, and you can see the difference in the shades even though they're different powders. It's crazy. But I'm using this one to contour and using a large fluffy brush so that it's kind of there but still soft and blended at the same time. That's going in the hollows of my cheeks and along my temples. And then I'm using my MAC Sculpting Powder, and that's just going to contour my nose. And I'm taking it down the sides of my nose and just on the end of it as well to shorten it slightly. Then to highlight, I've got my Mary Lou Manizer by the Balm, and this is going to go quite heavily on the tops of my cheekbones, and then I'll be popping it down the bridge of my nose, just on the tip of my nose as well, on my cupid's bow and on my chin. I do love to highlight a lot. You obviously don't have to do it as much as me, but yeah, I love highlighter, so I do kind of go a little bit crazy with it. Then for blush, I've got my MAC Melba blush, and I'm just applying this on the apples of my cheeks and taking it slightly up into my contour as well. And then finally for lips, I've got my MAC pencil in the shade Currant, which is a gorgeous deep purple lip liner. I'm just lining my lips with this. I'm not filling it in at all, so just lining the edges of my lips with this liner. And then for lipstick, I'm taking this gorgeous matte pink lipstick by NYX or NYX in the shade Shocking Pink. And it really is a shocking pink, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just popping this all over my lips. And then I'll be taking the liner and blending that back into the lipstick. Then to give the lips a little bit of a pop and make them look a little bit fuller, I'm taking the lipstick Myth by MAC, and this is just going in the center of my lips only, and it will give it that kind of ombre look and feel. And then I'm just going to take the liner again and blend it back into the lipstick as well. And then that is the finished look, guys. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below with anything else you'd love to see. And Eid Mubarak to everyone celebrating. Please don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye guys!